Sup traders, it's Trades here. Let's do a pre-market analysis for the week ahead. 9th of December, it's the second week of the last month of the year. And we've got CPI coming out Wednesday, PPI on Thursday. And yeah, those are the two main events happening during the week. We've also got Euro interest rate decisions. So let's see where we are at with the charts. So Euro dollar. We took out a major sell side liquidity on the monthly time frame last month. We came down with quite a strong bearish candle last month, and also tapped into a monthly time frame fair value gap start. So yeah, it's come into quite a major location, right? And since it's come into that, we've had two bullish candles in a row, 2 weeks in a row. We had a bullish engulfing candle 2 weeks ago, and then last week was this doji candle that took out the previous 2 weeks highs and also came into this bearish fair value gap and tapped into that fair value gap. So at the moment on the weekly time frame, I'm not really too sure where price is going to go, even though we did come down at the bottom of this range, this big range. Euro dollar likes to trade between ranges on the lower time frames, and it's doing that on the weekly time frame at the moment. It came below that low of that range, took out liquidity, and found support at the moment. We also tapped into this weekly time frame order block as well 2 weeks ago. So we've cleared, we've came into quite a strong level in discount. So I'm interested to see how market plays out next week. We had doji candle last week, doesn't really tell me that much. After rejecting that sell side liquidity, we've pushed up, came into that weekly time frame fair value gap above this buy side liquidity on the daily time frame, and we found some resistance. The resistance we found was after NFP, and did we leave a fair value gap right here? I don't believe we did. No, we didn't leave a fair value gap. We've got this inverse fair value gap on the daily time frame that price can come into and find some kind of support, but rejected quite a major level right here, right? So this buy side liquidity, so I would say maybe price can continue lower. We might not actually hold this inverse fair value gap. We might do. If we start taking off after rejecting that level, then I'll start looking for bullish trades. At the moment, I don't really have a direction on the higher time frame, so I'm not going to predict too much. We have put in this bearish engulfing candle after rejecting that sell side liquidity and came into this fair value gap on the 240 and found support, and also found just a minor support. It's not really anything major. I'll see how market opens. Maybe we'll come back up to this high, look for some kind of a shorting opportunity, or maybe we'll come lower into these lows somewhere and find some opportunity to go long. We had this very strong bullish injection last week, this bullish engulfing candle on the 4-hour time frame. Price pulled back and found support immediately after that, but we again came into that major level. Some kind of a trade would have been available around here after NFP, but I was really trading that. I wanted price to drop lower and look for some kind of a long, but not really, because we took out that high before we pulled lower. Had we pulled lower during NFP, then it would have made sense to go long, but it didn't. So at the moment, I don't have much prediction going into this pair. So I will just be trading off certain point of interest. If price comes into certain point of interest, then I will look to trade. Until then, I'm just going to wait. I don't really have a bias for a trend. I do think we're bullish. We've had two bullish candles in a row. That's something I look out for. Is if I see a couple of bullish candles in a row on a weekly time frame, I will look for a trade for Monday or Tuesday. So if Monday opens and we get a pullback, and then on Tuesday we take out the low of Monday, then I'll look for a small short-term long. However, we've got CPI on Monday, so that's something to consider and see where price is before that. Until then, I'm just going to wait out and see. With pound dollar on the monthly time frame, I'm not really sure what price is doing or where it's going to go. We took out this low a long time ago. I believe last year or the year before, 2 years ago. Since then, we've just been pushing up. We've come into this order block, 50% off this order block this year sometime in September, and found some resistance. And since then, we've been displacing lower on the higher time frames. We've come into quite a major sell side liquidity that price took out, and since then we came into this inverse fair value gap below that sell side liquidity. Right, this sell side liquidity was taken out, came into this inverse fair value gap, which was rejected previously, and found support, put in 2 times bullish candles on the weekly time frame. So same as euro dollar, first 2 days, Monday, Tuesday, I'll see Wednesday as well, I'll be bullish. Look for short-term bullish trades. Normally when these 2 weekly candles were printed, I was predicting that maybe we'll find some resistance, and this candle, that was an aggressive bearish candle, which also left a bearish inverse fair value gap, and then took out the low of that candle. I do think we could continue higher up, but that's just long-term prediction. It's not really a set in stone prediction for me. But right now, 2 bullish candles in a row, 2 weeks in a row, means I'll be looking for bullish trades Monday or Tuesday, depending on where price comes into. So we've got this on the daily time frame, right? Let's go into the daily time frame. We've got this daily time frame order block that price can come into. I'll be watching that order block and the 50% off that order block as well. If failing that, if price continues lower, we've got a good sell side liquidity right here. Well, this is also happens to be the previous sell side liquidity, so that's pretty good support level right here that I will look to go long. Right, we've rejected that once, we came back, almost tested it again. So yeah, that's one location I'll look for a trade, or I'll look for somewhere in between here at the 50% level, which also maybe we'll find some kind of a support around here. We've got a lot of bullish fair value gaps right here that price can come into. Again, similar to euro dollar, I'll be trading the point of interest. We had market structure shift here first, we pulled back, pushed up, potential market structure shift, another market structure shift, and we essentially had a head and shoulder pattern right now, and then we broke above the neckline, and now it's just a matter of how deep price will pull back into and where it will find support. Oh yeah, on the last week we took out liquidity above this high, right? Or we call it market structure shift as well, liquidity grab. Tapped into the daily weekly time frame fair value gaps 50%, but also tapped into the start of this daily time frame fair value gap. It didn't tap the 50% of that daily time frame fair value gap, from my understanding. Yeah, didn't do that, but we tapped into that fair value gap and found resistance on the lower time frame. We started displacing lower. We were leaving fair value gaps along the way. And yeah, similar to euro dollar, I'm not really too sure on my prediction for this trade. Maybe it'll come lower into these levels, or it'll come. I don't believe it will come down to this low. I think this low liquidity grab we've already had, unless price is intended to go lower. Right, lower, I don't believe. I'll see. CPI is coming out as well, so if we do come down to these lows, right, and take out these lows, it'll be these lows and find support, it'll be good. But otherwise, I'm bullish for the pair for the couple of days, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Maybe not Monday. Monday, I want to see price play out. I see how it plays out, and then maybe Tuesday we'll take out Monday's low and look for opportunities to go long. But I'll see how market opens. We're leaving fair value gaps in bearish direction, in a strong bearish order flow. Although we've had 2 bullish candles in a row, we've also had some strong bearish momentum for the later half of the year. So I'm cautious going into the pair. I'm not gonna predict anything long term. It'll just be a short term trade from specific point of interest, like this low, back up to this high at the daily time frame fair value gaps 50%. We got this daily time frame order block right there as well, which also happens to be just below this fair value gap. So that's another point of interest. I'll be interested in this order block right here. Yeah, and then previous week's high is another point of interest that I will look for certain patterns at. And this low is one, and I do believe there's this low right here as well. This fair value gap right below those swing lows would be a good location to go long, and I do believe where price is currently trading, right, this low right here, or these lows, 1.27, so a good psychological level as well, is a good location to look for a short-term long, and here as well, 1.2686. We'll only look at trades at those levels after prices form certain patterns. I won't just trade them aggressively around that level. So yeah, that's my pre-market analysis for the week ahead. Most likely wait around until CPI comes out, unless I get a good trade on a Tuesday or a Monday. Otherwise, we'll see how market plays out next week.